So I got a lot of questions in my house hunting video, the pricing, the places, the location, everything, and I was like, okay, instead of just replying comments and replying messages, let me just give you guys all the tea in a separate video. So this video gives you more insight on the pros and cons of house hunting in Lagos, Nigeria. What you should expect, prices, things to look out for, and how to not go through the same stress that I went through. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So although this video focuses on houses on the mainland, the information I'm going to share applies to anybody looking for an apartment in Lagos, be it mainland or island. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is pricing. I got a lot of, oh, if your budget is 1.5 million, tell the agent is 1M. If your budget is 2M, tell the agent is 1.5. If your budget is 500k, tell the agent is 100k, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. I heard this a lot before I started house hunting, and you know what's funny? This whole tell the agent, it does not guarantee you anything. I think the whole idea is so they just eventually show you houses in your supposed budget. Honestly, if you get a good agent, you don't need all this wahala. The next thing about this pricing thing is you also have to have at least like 500k at the back of in one place that you've kept somewhere, because houses in Lagos will shock you. It go want you, but no panic. Honestly, you have to have like, if you were budgeting 1M for a house before, my dear, just keep on 500k somewhere. That okay, oh, in case. Because if you don't see houses of that 1M that you like, or if you don't even see houses, why am I speaking pigeon? You may not see houses in that your supposed budget. So if you're telling, it's the same thing as this as what they were saying. If you are holding 1M and you're telling the agent your budget is 1M, still have 500k that you kept at one corner, because you will need that 500k or even more later. Especially if you're looking for a house that has tastes. Your budget also has to be tasty, because Lagos houses go wine you. But no panic. The next thing is being particular about what you want. Don't settle. I almost settled. I'll tell you guys my own story on that video, but this video is about my own story. It's about things you should look out for. So if you're seeing a particular place that you like, but you're still skeptical about maybe like two or three things, you're like, should I manage? Should I not manage? Don't settle. Continue looking for. Continue. Yes, I said it. Continue looking for. Unless it's very, very urgent and you can manage anywhere. But if you're not in a hurry to get a place, be patient. You will need patience. Patience. You need grace of God and patience. Before settling for this house I'm in, I had viewed houses in like 3 or 4 other locations before I moved to this particular location that I got. So I had viewed like several houses. I was searching for house in Bega. I was searching for house in Ojodu. Is it Ojodu? Yes, Ojodu. I went to Ikotun. And then last minute, I was like, oh, let me check for house in this particular location and see if there are available houses. And I kid you not, the night I decided to change location, the next day I got a place. So yeah, don't settle. If you're not seeing in one location, move to another location. And if I think back here, I see how God was just with me from the beginning to the end. Because there was a house that I first saw and I was like, it was a renovated house. It wasn't so bad. I showed you guys in my previous video. It was a beggar. House was okay, good lighting, and that's what I was specifically looking for. Good lighting, upstairs, good power supply. And then I saw this house and I'm like, should I get this? Gas was 2.5M, it was even very expensive. And I'm like, that was when I first started house hunting. I didn't even know. To me, I was like, okay. So I was like, this house, I think I found my house. I think I found my place. I went back home. I showed my mom. I sat down and I prayed about it. After like 2-3 days, God was like, my dear, my daughter, that's not the place I have for you. That's not the place I have for you. I told my friend this thing because we rented this house together, but I did the whole like looking for. I told her anytime I'm like, I'm just feeling like God is just saying, that's not the place I have for you, my daughter. That's not the place I have for you, my daughter. And she was laughing. It was funny, but I felt it in my spirit, even though I was like, at some points, they even got to some points where I was like, where it was like 3 weeks in, and I was like, Stephanie, you should have just taken the house. But then now, yeah, my baby girl, relax. That's not the place I have for you. Yeah, anyways, do not settle. The next thing correlates with the last point. This one, if you be looking for house in a particular location and you're not getting what you want in that location, please change your location, unless you want to sleep there, or you're waiting for them to build one house in another how many months. If you're looking for a house, let's just say if you're looking for a house in Beggar and you've been on Beggar for 2 3 weeks, you've had like 3 4 agents in that same Beggar, they're still showing you the same places, or they're showing you places that you don't like. Change your location. Yaba is not the only accessible place on the mainland. Yes, I said it. Everybody's looking for house in Yaba. Yaba is not the only accessible place on the mainland. Please change your location. You know one thing with this location, Yaba, Surulere. Okay, let's even say Surulere. Surulere has a lot of old houses, so you're paying high price because of accessible location, and then you're getting like a very old apartment that maybe somebody just went to repaint and then just did like one small touch up, and they'll come and tell you, oh, this one bedroom is 2.5 million for old house. So yeah, if you're not getting what you want in a particular location, my dear, change your location. Yeah. So the second to last thing is ask around the neighborhood, because these agents don't tell you anything. Ask. If you see one shop, Karama, Kasoma, I'm looking for a place here. How is this place? Blah blah blah. Ask for the environment. Ask for how the road is when it rains. Because I got a lot of people always say, "Oh, look for house during rainy season. It's the best time." That's very very valid. I don't even look for a place when it's during rainy season, because you might regret it, or you might get a place that looks good, but then when it rains, it's looking like a completely different place. So get a house when it's raising, when it's during rainy season. But if you cannot wait for rainy season, what should you do? My dear, you go ask like my person, go ask bike man, ask gate man, ask shop, ask passerbys, ask everybody, ask them, is this place good? Is this place not good? Because you need all the information you can get about where you're going to stay. Check for good network, check the walls of the house, because there's so many houses now that you see that water has gone into the wall, and then it's already bringing out molds. Check the environment, check for good network, because especially if you work remotely, check the roof, check everything, check the compound, look around for churches and mosques. For me that I work from home, me that I create videos, I had to look around for churches and mosques. There was a particular location that I got church, I got mosques, and I got a school, a primary school in the same streets. I'm like, yo, this one are noise pro max. So I'm like, nah. So ask around, look around. If you don't mind the noise of the schools and the churches, that's pretty fine. You can go with that. Just enjoy the constant alarm. So the final thing is to turn to God, because even with all these do's and don'ts I'm giving you, if you don't involve God in this whole process, it's going to be like a whole lot for you. So if you just commit everything into the hands of God, you could just sit down for a car, but they drive you like passenger princess. So yeah, commit everything into the hands of God. I remember that before I even started house hunting, I started praying about it. There was a period I was not praying about it, because I'm like, I'm not started now. When I start, I'll pray about it. But before I started, I started praying about it. I'm like, God, this is what I want. I don't want to stress in this whole process. I looked for a house in 3 to 4 weeks. That's 1 month. It might be long for some people, but to me, I feel like it's relatively short. So I told God that I did not want to stress. Even when people tell me, "Oh, Stephanie, how's it going?" Even when it was not going well, I used to say, "It's going fine." I was very conscious of that thing. I was like, "Nah, I'm not going to speak out any negative thing in this whole thing." I was saying, if you like ask me, this way, what happened? It was going fine. I suffered that day, oh, but it was going fine. It is going fine, and it will go fine. So I was constantly speaking light into this whole situation. I was constantly involving God. That this I'll go back, I'll think, I'll just meditate, I'll just sit down, I'll just be talking to God. I'm like, God, should I do this? Should I not do this? So we need to involve God, because we cannot do everything on our own power. That's what I've come to realize. We are human beings, we are weak, we are very flawed. If you don't involve like a higher power, which is God, you end up just, going with your emotions and maybe your reasoning and your thinking. But if you involve God, God is first, and then your emotions, your reasoning, your thinking comes after God. So yeah, that's about all the points I have for you guys. Let me know if there's anything I missed out, or if there's any helpful tips that you want to add to everything that I've said, or if you want to counter anything that I've said that you think is not true. Comment section is there for you to share your thoughts and your opinions. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. You guys should tune in for my next video, because I'm going to be sharing how I got this place, how I'm going to be giving you guys more in-depth story about how I got this particular place I'm staying in. So tune in for the next video. Might not be the next, might be to the next too, because I'm vlogging. Like I've been vlogging a lot more these days, and it feels good. Ooh. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune into my next video, my previous tuning into everything. Bye.